better price realization for all of their producers. Thank you so much for those insights. Next, I turn to Rafi, who's here representing Matsyadeyata FPO, coming from a similar region as well. But Rafi, could you touch upon what processing needs FPOs have and how those needs have been met uh, for Matsyadeyata FPO?
Yes, ma'am. So first of all, let me introduce myself. Myself, Dr. Rafi, and representing Sri Matsyadeyata FPO from G Madugula block. And we are dealing in almost like 18 villages. So at present, we have 410 farmers. So all are the tribal farmers. In the tribal areas, we know that the employment is the big challenge. So earlier, the major commodities that we have in that particular locality is so little millet and the foxtail millet and ragi. So the major challenge is that again it comes to millet is like MSP, so minimum support price. So in the tribal areas, even the farmers are not being paid with the that MSP. So for example, in the market now MSP is around like 43 rupees, but the middleman and the trader they are lifting at 28 rupees or 29 rupees. And individual farmer of the tribals, if we see, so they don't have any bargaining power. So this is the major challenge that we addressed by forming this FPO. So luckily and fortunately, we are very blessed that IMR has come to us in the year 2020-22. So we was sanctioned with an FPO called Sri Matsyadeyata FPO. So through which we have mobilized 400 farmers, and in the first year itself, we have mapped around 250 acres of millet land. So in that particular locality. So we have received around 1000 kgs of seed from the IMR. So by utilizing these 1000 kgs, we have given to the seed. We have given seed to the farmers on free basis. And later on, the technical advisories and capacity buildings programs has been conducted in this particular regard. And after the harvesting, also the again the kind of intra trading approach. So the one who was sitting next to me, like Dr. Sangappa sir and Dr. Srinivas Babu sir, has guided the Lambasingi FPO to take the harvested produce. Like we have 10 tons of little millet. So that 10 tons of little millet was procured by Lambasingi FPO. So this is one kind of support, the marketing support that we got immediate basis. But when it comes to the after harvesting, the processing is the major challenge again the FPO is facing. So till date, the first year 250 acres, later on 500 acres. Now at present we have 800 acres of millet cultivation of barnyard millet, followed by foxtail millet, little millet, and the ragi millet, and some major millet like sorghum. So out and out, the major millets and minor millets we have cultivated. Still, the challenge is there with respect to primary segment, like primary processing aspect. So that challenge we have addressed to the IMR also, and we are going to the ARS Vijayanagaram. So for getting the processing done. So which is a huge transportation cost will be there. So going there and again coming back is a big challenge to the FPO again. So in order to address, we are planning to go for the full either the short or medium scale the primary processing setup. So that includes cleaning and grading followed by the de-husking machine. So this includes this increases the price of the farmer, like consumer share, farmer share in the consumer rupee will be increased. So if it is set up. So till date, we are facing the same challenge, primary challenge. But anyhow, through the Polambadi program of Andhra Pradesh government and the horticulture department and the technical support of the IMR, so we have mapped this 800 acres of millets. And this 800 acres of millet in another 10 to 15 days, the grain is about to harvest, and then again the challenge comes the processing. So we are again going for the trading. So in order to increase the better price, so we need the support of the primary processing. Again, the big challenge. So to address this in the next coming phases, with the support of IMR and any other the schemes, so we are planning to go for the primary processing setup, and almost all the members of the FPO, like tribal women, like we have categorized 152 tribal women. So these 152 women were guided with the value addition things. So now with the atta kind of thing, so they are preparing some laddu, so they are preparing some murku, so that sweet items and value added items are doing. So that is the secondary segment. So when it comes to primary segment, so that's the challenge is there. So we need support for establishing the missionary kind of setup that is required for the FPO based on that particular locality. The travel itself is a big challenge in the tribal areas. So again, getting and installing these machineries and wear and tear, again, it matters. And hiring a local person who can operate this particular machine by checking the efficiencies and all. So again, a big challenge. And we are looking one who can supply or who can give the good primary processing setup so that we can support our farmers further and mobilize our farmers and give the full-fledged employment with respect to millet ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafi. That is very well put, especially in remote areas.